Sorry, jag fick vänta lite.
Hello, Marcus.
Hello, where am I?
Get in. Welcome to StartupCab.
Oh,
cameras are rolling.
Oh.
Get your seatbelt on.
Surprise.
Where do you want to go today?
So we can go for lunch, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere downtown.
Okay, let's do that.
I was thinking that I can actually get a free cab ride to my office.
That's the whole point.
Nice.
So, you're the founder of MeetApp.
Yeah, I'm one of the founders.
Yeah?
So it's me and my partner Mats.
Great. So, what's it all about?
It's about, improving the meetings and event industry.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to move away from passive audiences at meetings, static analog content, and we do that by providing an interactive smartphone application.
Cool.
With tools for engaging with your audience, making them become more active.
Okay.
And also tools for distributing up-to-date information.
Uh-huh.
So that's like the short story.
So it's like a platform where you can very quickly build your event apps in a way, but also with a lot of functionality.
Yes, so part of it is the event app, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's actually a multi-event app, if you say so. So it's like one platform where you can basically ensure a consistent user experience and look and feel for all kinds of events.
Okay.
Right, and it might be conferences with a public audience. It can also be internal events for larger enterprises, right? And also training sessions is one type of events. So it's not necessarily these large conferences. It might be any kind of initiative that you want to create awareness for within your organization.
So it's something you would use continuously as part of your normal process.
Yeah. So I mean, we have different types of clients. Some of them use it only once a year, for a larger conference or something. Mm-hmm. But we also have clients that use it, many times over the year. Like United Airlines, for instance, are using it for 1,500 events per year.
Wow.
So
that's great. When did you start?
So we founded the company very late in 2010.
Okay.
So we usually say that we started 2011. And at that point in time we didn't have any product whatsoever. We're basically bootstrapped by our own fundings, so we don't have any investments, which essentially meant that we had to build a product besides our normal work. So the first 2 years were very much building, and I mean like all other startups, it's very hard to come without any clients or any proven experience in the field. It's extremely hard to get those first clients.
So how did you do that? How did you get your first client?
What we did was that we kind of we did pilots. Sometimes we actually offered it for free, which didn't really work out that well for us, because I think that if you give something away for free, you don't create any incentive for them to actually use it, right? So it's better to take charge a little, right, or give them like a subscription deal that is very small amount of cash up front, right, and then give them a good deal if they continue to use it.
So now, like 5 years out, where are you now with the company?
We're growing at a very good rate, actually. We're actually overachieving our targets, at least in the Nordic market. So I think this year we're actually growing with 150% compared to last year. And we are in this sweet spot now where we actually have, or I would say that we've been in this sweet spot for a year or so, where we actually have customers coming to us, so to say warm leads coming in, right, which is obviously much easier and shortens the sales process in general.
So how do you balance? You're really in an expansion mode now. So then how do you balance the efforts of creating enough new features while expanding your market? It's a tough situation.
If you're really small, you can probably only do one thing at a time, right? We're not that small any longer, but the things that we do, we really need to make sure that we build things that are actually wanted by the markets, that we don't spend 6 months, producing something that don't turn out to be any good, right? So we even, I think all companies should be that, but we are, for a smaller company, it's clearly even more important to measure, what you're doing, and that what you're doing is actually, causing the results that you were expecting.
So a couple of big learnings then. Don't give away stuff for free, even if you don't have a customer, and involve your customers when you got them.
Yeah, and that's, involving them is easy when it comes to product development, right? Especially in this industry, because everyone wants the app to do everything, right? So the problem there basically becomes, so which one of these things actually makes sense without, convoluting your product offering, And that's also one of the reasons that we moved away a bit from larger conferences, because for larger conferences it's it always has to be new and fresh, and there should be something cool, even if it's not maybe reusable, right? But when you work closer towards enterprise clients that are having a consistent need and want one well-defined process of working with events, it's not always about the latest and coolest. It's more about that actually get the results that you are looking for, and that is easy to use. It always has to work, and things like that. But growing is of course much harder than just building out the product. It's also about securing that we actually can deliver on orders, and that we have a good quality in a good quality assurance on everything we do. So we work a lot with automation. So we're automating the whole delivery process. We're looking more and more into automation of QA. That's one thing. Another thing that we're seeing is that the more clients you have, the more support you get, right? And some of the support is actually things that you want to be personally involved in, because some of it might be helpful in order for our clients to actually create a better meeting, which increases the likelihood of them staying on as a subscription client, while other things are just things that more about technical minor bugs and so on, right? So that's one of the things that we're seeing growing. And then you have, it's everything, it's finance as well, when it comes to invoicing and things. So everything kind of grows, and I think that's something that's really important to plan ahead on.
What's your strategy there? Do you take in partners, or do you build it yourself, or?
We try to work with partners as much as possible. So we want to stick to our core business, which is event software. And even in that area, we work with partners if we feel that we have one example now when we have extended into supporting ticketing, invitations, and event registrations. So we are actually, instead of just being present at the actual event execution, we're actually targeting to get in earlier into the planning process. And that's one of the cases where we, instead of we didn't decide to build our own system for all that. So we partnered up with another Swedish company that are very good at just doing that part, right? Because we believe that in order to really be competitive, we need to focus 100% on the core, right?
So what do you think is what's been the hardest part? You've described a lot of different things that you're working on that are challenging, but what's the hardest thing, if top of mind, that you would think of in your journey? Well, in your journey up to now.
I think the hardest thing is getting those few first clients, for sure. And especially in our case, it was an extremely big moment when we decided to work full-time with it. From that point on, we have been seeing a significant growth if you compare to when we did it as part-time thing, right? We've always been working hard with it, but it's much easier to work 60 hours a week with it if you actually don't have another job, right? Another extremely hard thing that was actually unsurprisingly hard was breaking into the US market, because that's a completely different beast than here.
And you did it quite early, I would say. Was it by accident, or was it planned?
No, it's probably related to that I used to live in Chicago, right? So when I actually decided to focus 100% on this, I had lots of connections in Chicago. So it kind of made sense. Plus that I like the city, so I kind of wanted to have an office there, right? So we found this guy, Salvatore. He's actually one of my friends from when I lived there. And he's been doing a tremendous good job in bringing in clients. I mean, he single-handed brought in, United Airlines, which is the third largest airline in the world. So it's pretty cool. And last week we actually got UPS for a pilot, so that's
Great.
very exciting.
Hey, this is the first startup cab that ends with a lunch. So
Nice. That's very great.
let's go eat lunch.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
everyone. Thanks.
Okay. And cut!
Jävla shit, jag skulle slängde in mig här.